So, hello. Yeah, hi. We'll stop this stuff. So today it's not even level. Well, doesn't really matter. There's no light either. So I wanted to see what the same size panel does as an electrostatic speaker compared to one of the magneplanar thingies, because I doubt that the efficiency was good enough. I thought it was quite low, to be honest, and it is, by the way. But this is the same size panel, except it's an electrostatic speaker, so no magnets there. And well, it depends on how much bias voltage you use on the membrane, and I have no way of measuring this, but usually at this voltage the power supply is at right now is quite high, so I reckon 4 or 5 kilovolts, something like this, probably 4. And I used the transformers first, the very small cheap ones, 6-volt output thingies, and then reversed them, but they suck. So I used a proper, I'm not sure if it's proper, but this one there, it has a ratio of 1 to 120, and its focus, it's far more than I would like to use to make a cheap setup, because transformers of this kind of magnitude, 1 to 120 or 1 to 150 or whatever, they are not that cheap. And I think it's quite useless to, well, useless, depending on the price of the system altogether. I want to keep it cheap. Pumping out some 100 or 150 or whatever euros to only transformers, or maybe even more, it's not worth it, I think. It beats the purpose of building a cheap planar speaker. I mean, for that same amount of money I can buy enough magnets, rubber magnets that is, so not that strong, or either neodymium for that matter, to do something else with that is probably far more efficient. So yeah, well, of course, there's no wires on the membrane, etc., and you can use 3-micron foil and stuff. So yeah, electrostatic speaker will sound better, I think, or at least that's what I noticed usually. But in this case, it doesn't bring much to the table. If we look at plot, if it will focus, and probably it won't. It's too light as well. That's nice. Let me see if I can kind of. No, it's not. No. Okay, whatever. Is this doable? No, not really. Okay, I'll take it out of the stand. Yep. Okay, so the red trace is the electrostatic speaker, and the blue one is one with the same size, but then with magnets. One thing to notice is that the curve of the ESL of the electrostatic speaker has filtering active, by the way, because otherwise it will be like this. So now it compares a little bit to the other one. Very smooth, as you can see. This is really smooth, way smoother than the magnet version. This is also quite okay, but then here it kind of fucks up. As you can see, the magnet version, it doesn't look as smooth here as compared to the other one. But that's not really that strange. I mean, first of all, it's way more heavy, and there's also this is a well, I used a filter here, so I split up the planar. There's a portion playing the high frequencies from around 3K or something and up, and the other portion is doing the low end. So it is gonna be looking different than the other one, but still it's quite okay, and it reaches 20K, which is nice. But most interesting is the distortion in the low end is way lower than in the electrostatic speaker. Let me show it. As you can see, and it's quite a lot. So yeah, I'm not sure. While output is almost the same, although even there the magnetic planar wins in the low end. I might just smooth it a little bit, or insanely, to just see what happens to efficiency. Yeah, there you have it. Blue line is planar. Red one is the electrostatic speaker, and as you can see, the magnetic planar wins from the ESL with the same size foil and the same distance, sort of. Well, it can change. Well, you know, around 1 millimeter, but could be a little bit more, a little bit less. But okay, so let's call it equal for that matter. But the distortion is definitely not equal. And it's not all about the output. I mean, this is not this line. Usually when you have lower output, it will have a little bit more distortion, but this is not. This is out of proportion, so I'm not sure what's going on, but maybe it's the transformer that sucks or whatever. But so I built this for nothing special, because now I'm gonna destroy it again, because this gives me an idea to not use the electrostatic speaker for a small mid-range tweeter thingy. Although I wanted to stack them, so maybe use 2 or 4 stators, then we would gain a 12 dB advantage over the other version. That's quite a lot, 6 or 12 dB. But then again, I used the transformer, which has twice the ratio of the transformer I would like to use for such a cheap project. So then I will be ending up with only 6 dB with 4 stacks. So that's a lot of work for only 6 dB, which in the end results probably in only like 4 or 5 dB more output than the magneplanar version, which only costs like a quarter of it, maybe even less. I don't know. But well, that's it. So small comparison. If you want to ask, I left the mic where it is at the moment before I changed the panels, and I didn't change anything on the volume or nothing, so should be, well, I cannot say accurate. I mean, I measured it in my room, but at least it gives an idea. That's why I say, okay, let's say they're comparably loud, but way more expensive. So I might building some more rubber magnet crappy stuff.